Why are Japanese people so polite? The hidden roots of their education. This time, we will explore from a historical perspective why politeness and moral awareness are so deeply rooted in Japanese society. First, in pre-war Japan, moral education called Shushin moral cultivation stood at the center of the school curriculum. Shushin was not merely an ordinary subject. It was regarded as an essential course, through which students learned how a person ought to live and what constitutes good and virtuous behavior. Among the guiding principles of this education, the most important was the Imperial Rescript on Education, issued in 1890 Meiji 23. The Imperial Rescript on Education was a formal statement proclaimed in the name of Emperor Meiji. In this document, values considered fundamental for the Japanese people were clearly presented. These included loyalty and filial piety, devotion to the emperor and duty toward one's parents, harmony in relationships, friendship, benevolence, the pursuit of learning and character development, and respect for law and social order. More specifically, it encouraged basic attitudes for living. Be filial to your parents, maintain harmony among siblings, ensure concord between husband and wife, and build trust with friends. In schools at the time, the Rescript was regularly recited. Students memorized its words and repeatedly learned how they were expected to conduct themselves in daily life. It is important to note that the Imperial Rescript and Shushin education did not remain confined to the classroom. Their influence extended into the home, where parents passed these teachings on to their children. For example, values widely observed in Japanese society such as respecting elders, valuing proper manners, and avoiding causing trouble to others continued to be conveyed within families. Even after the post-war education system was reformed, these attitudes were absorbed naturally through everyday life. Although the Imperial Rescript itself was abolished after World War II, the broader ideals it contained, moral cultivation and character formation, were inherited in different forms within Japanese customs and cultural practices. In this sense, its influence evolved and became embedded in ordinary behavior and expectations. But did Shushin education and the Imperial Rescript alone determine the values of all Japanese people? Of course not. Pre-war education was not the sole source of politeness and moral consciousness. The merchant culture of the Edo period, the ethical code of the samurai, and values nurtured throughout Japanese history such as consideration for others and a sense of public responsibility also played important roles. However, the fact that modern school education provided a systematic opportunity to reflect on what constitutes good conduct contributed substantially to the overall formation of moral awareness in Japanese society. Thank you very much for watching.